Product disclaimer. The Iteracare blower is not a medical device, and the manufacturer does not provide medical advice. Users understand that the device is not intended for medical or diagnostic purposes. Its use should not replace reliance on medical treatment or advice from a qualified healthcare provider. A true leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Welcome to Knowing Your Business series.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WeCare Academy. This is our series episode number 2, and it's great to be here. My name is Nathan. I'm the Chief Training Officer of Prife International. It's wonderful to be here. Now, let's talk about the Oxytap. Wow, this is like the next big thing here in Prife International. And the reason why, it's because it is aligned to the ultimate human health. For us to be healthy, you got to have 3 things. And the oxygen, which is the most important element in our physical body's health, is right here. You're watching at the screen. We call this the one machine, 3 shots for endless health possibilities. Now, this is the world's first Oxytap supplement infuser. We're so glad that this has been Prife International's one of the top, will be the top selling machines in the world. Now, again, disclaimer, this is not a medical device. As a speaker, and even the manufacturer does not say that this heals. So anything about your health concern, go back to your doctor. All right. And as I always say, if you understand how the body works, then you can allow the body to heal itself. Now, let's start with the founder. This is Mr. Wilson Tan. He's from Singapore, and he is the founder and CEO of this world's first regenerative oxygen water supplement called the Oxytap. Now, the reason why I asked him, I called him this afternoon, he said he was really inspired to create this wellness machine. It's because of her mom. When her mom died because of cancer, he had this epiphany. He said, why would I create something that will help humanity? So this technologies for over 30 years, from the IT, defense, environmental technologies, he gathered all his expertise, his knowledge together with other engineers, and they created the Oxytap. And then since from that on, he became the wellness evangelist for the last 10 years, and he explored 2 of his nature vital elements, which is oxygen and water. These are the most important element for human wellness and for human health. Now, what's in the box? You will see this. You can unbox this. It's really pretty cool. It looks really sturdy, tough, and amazing. As you know, from a Singaporean perspective, it's a very global, very solid, high-quality product. We've got 2 bottles there, as you can see. When you open it, it's just, when the first time I opened it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So 2 bottles of 300 ml, 350 ml, which you stuck it there, snug it in the nozzle. This nozzle has a standard size where you can also tuck in or tap in the normal mineral water bottles. That's amazing there. Of course, it has a cable, and it has 3-pin cable, which you can use a adapter for Philippines and other countries. And let's look what is inside this Oxytap. We've got this titanium oxygenator generator here. So as you can see, what is inside, there are fluid pumps, there are filters, 2 filters, by the way, and the generator, which has the integration of ozone filter. This is made of titanium. Oh my gosh, it's amazing, right? And the generator filters this hydrogen and ozone. So this is where it splits the 2. H2O, right? We've got hydrogen and oxygen. It splits the 2. What happens is the other element goes to another exit, which you can find it at the side of the machine, and that oxygen now it's pumped inside the secondary pump, which is infused inside the bottle. This is a patented dual pump system which sucks water up through the nozzle. The nozzle itself has a ceramic there, which is very important. Also, it's not just pure plastic, but there's ceramic inside. And what it does is it leaves a very powerful energy, not just the oxygen, which helps the water taste better. And so I asked our founder and CEO, I said, what's the maintenance of this? He said, after 10,000 usage, that's the time you need to change one of the pumps there. And so iTerracare or the Prife International has a way to do this kind of maintenance. So probably later on, since we're just starting, we'll have an engineer probably based in every country, and we can have the change. So it's pretty much easy. There's not much you need to change here. It's just the pump after 10,000 and the nozzle also. Eventually, you need to just clean it, and the ceramic there you need to change, and that's all. All right. And so Prife is the exclusive distributor of this Oxytap. Again, we are the exclusive distributor. 3 years ago, or almost 4 years ago, this was released in the market, and a lot of business investors are trying to get a hold of this. And when pandemic came, they have this halt of the marketing of the Oxytap. And after pandemic, Prife came. Now we are the sole distributor of this amazing machine. And so we've got a huge opportunity here, guys, to market this all over the world. Now, why Oxytap? Why do we need this? Why does Wilson Town thought of like why oxygen in the water? Why not in the form of supplement? Why not in the form of just a bottle where you can ship it all over the world? Put it in a bottle and let people drink it because we have that, and even at a cost of $50 per bottle, some can go $100 per bottle. Why not that? Why make this Oxytap? And why Oxytap now is the world's leader in supplementation infusing machine in the world. Let's start with the global problem. We have oxygen pandemic and health problems, especially during the pandemic, which is the COVID and after. This problem is skyrocketing. In other words, there is a decline of oxygen, especially in cities, metro, urban cities. Our lifestyle, the amount of O2, the amount of fossil fuels burned in our air, this is contributing to the decline of oxygen in our atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. So for a city with a population of 5 million, you're talking about 30% decline of oxygen already. Science have shown this, that the oxygen decline is causing all these health problems we are facing today. It's called disease, right? 60% of these health problems is linked to what scientists and doctors called hypoxia or hypoxia, meaning the lack of oxygen. Namely, these are body aches. It starts with lack of sleep, low energy, and then it escalates to cancer. You have diabetes, dementia. You got pain called arthritis, the raising of inflammatory problems in the body. You have problems with focus and concentration. It's linked to lack of oxygen. Myopia, eczema, which is the skin problem, asthma. So with no oxygen, the cells is unable to produce what we call energy in our mitochondria. Oxygen is a very important element for us to raise the immunity of the body and the energy of our cells. Cells, they need high energy of ATP. That is the term used for energy in our cells. Why? Because it repairs the cells when they are injured. It helps the cells young and alive. In other words, it helps us with aging, to slow down aging or reverse aging. And oxygen fights infection. We know this. It carries out the normal function of cells. So oxygen is related to the energy economics of our cells, which is in our mitochondria. Without that, our cell doesn't have enough energy for us to survive or thrive well. Now, a person can survive without drinking water for roughly 2 days or a little more. You can also survive without eating for 7 days, and some can even go for 40 days or even more. But you cannot survive even a moment without oxygen. In just 3 minutes, you can have a brain damage. Even just for a few seconds, there is an interruption of oxygen, your brain panics, right? It can lead to fainting or even can cause brain death. Now, more than 15 minutes, that's it. Nobody survive, right? Which is a long period, 15 minutes without oxygen. Oxygen, as you know, is very important in the body. So how can we increase oxygen? We have hyperbaric chamber. Michael Jackson is using that. Now, a lot of celebrities are using this. Now, you can find this in a lot of spas, a lot of, high-end wellness centers all over the world. This is very expensive, so complicated, and there is risk here because of the increase of pressure and concentration of oxygen during this time. There is potential risk. They call this the ear and sinus pain. You got injuries in your middle ear or lung damage or temporary vision and changes. But this is fine. This is cool. Again, too expensive. Or you can have the oxygen concentrator, which is very inconvenient. All right. An inappropriate adjustment of oxygen concentration can lead to oxygen toxicity. Or you can do free. We call it breath work. You can do breathing in and out. You can have breath hold for a few seconds. You can do that. This is fine, but not everybody knows how to do this. You can definitely use these machines, but again, it's too expensive, it's very inconvenient, and it's not widely available. Now, the way that we can feed our body with the right oxygen in the most effective, safest, and fastest way is using water. As you know, water, when you drink it, it goes through your bloodstream almost an instant. So, using water and infusing oxygen, this has been proven very effective, supported by experiments and science that dissolve oxygen in water has high beneficial rates in our health. Look at this. You can see this data here. Just by drinking 350 ml of oxygenated water, you get 10 times faster oxygen absorption in your cells. 10 times compared to just breathing, right? If you drink that same water, it goes to your liver 6 times compared just by normal breathing. That's the power of oxygen in the water. Now, this gap is now being solved because of the Oxytap. The solution for us to have sustainable oxygen in our bodies is to get the Oxytap. This is the world's first regenerative oxygen supplement infuser. It's very light. It's just really cool, proven very effective. It's very affordable. In other words, it's not like the hyperbaric machine there, yet it's so high value. Now, why did we choose water? Why water? Because in itself, full dissolved oxygen between 8 to 20 parts per million of oxygen concentration in water is good enough for a healthy lifestyle on a daily basis. Now, watch this. Drinking general water from the filtered alkalinized water, which has typically 3 to 6 ppm, is not enough on a daily basis. Drinking tap water or bottled water, which has typically 6 to 8 ppm, is also not enough on a daily basis, right? Drinking natural mineral spring water, which has 8 to 20, that's the max of ppm, is also not enough for you to get enough oxygen on a daily basis. you have to have the Oxytap, which generates 25 to 45 ppm of oxygen in your water. Now, our favorite brands like the Avian, Fiji, Dasani, Volvix, there's a lot more. They have tested this, by the way. They have just a range between 7 and 8. That's it. You know how much is Evian? It can really cost so high, right? And the shelf life from buying this from the date of manufacturing is just between a year or 2 years. Now, once it is packed already, that dissolved oxygen, once it's leave from the manufacturing, it's actually decreased 30% already once it goes into your store or into your house, right? That is really not good. Low dissolved oxygen in water makes the water unhealthy and stale because it's not moving. And the thing with plastic bottled water, once it's heated, especially it's heated under the sun, you have microplastics. So we don't recommend this. This is not a very healthy choice on a daily basis. So you don't get enough oxygen just by drinking this high valued water in the market. Nope. How can you solve this problem? Drinking fresh water, even from your house, if you have a filter, just put that in a bottle and just put it in the Oxytap. What do you get? In just one tap, you get 26 or 25 ppm minimum of high oxygen level in your water compared to this famous brands in the market. And that is super here. Why? We all know that even science and doctor can agree with this. There's no better statement than this when we talk about oxygen, because oxygen, again, is very important in the body, and we are redeeming that. Now, oxygenation is so important that by the enough presence of oxygen, disease is absent. That's the power of oxygen. When there is enough of that in the body flowing in our system, disease will not be present. Or if there is disease, then disease could somehow be off in the body. I'm not the one saying that. That is by Dr. Otto Warburg. This guy is a Nobel Prize winner in medicine. And this is what he said. You know, when a cell has not enough oxygen to use, it can turn into a cancerous cell. In what? In just 4 to 8 hours. If it's deprived with just 35% less oxygen, and we always get this, especially when you're flying, right? You're in a flight, you're inside your room, you don't have enough oxygen. It's just really tight, ventilation is not enough. All of these factors, and this is one thing, they told us to wear a mask. When you're wearing mask, 35% to 40% of that natural oxygen is deprived getting into your system. So you can imagine if you keep wearing masks for a long period of time, that cancer could shoot up. That's based on study. That's why after pandemic and even during pandemic, we can see a rise of cancer in the society. I'm not saying just because of the mask, but there's a lot of factors contributing to the rise of cancer in humanity today. And that's because there's less oxygen available in our environment, in our water, in the food we're eating. Another thing about oxygen is it's needed for you to have high elevated emotions. Depression is basically also low oxygen. If you have anxiety, you got emotional problems, doctor said that you have less oxygen, and it's basically less oxygen in your brain. But if you're in joy, in vibrance, excitement, and happiness, science said it takes oxygen and neurons combination for you to experience these high elevated emotions. This is very important for the body. That's why when you're exercising, right, when you're moving, you can have this natural excitement and joy pumping in you because the body is trying to pull in as much oxygen in the environment. That's why exercising gives you a natural joy, natural happiness, right? This dopamine coming in our brain. It needs oxygen for us to feel these emotions. Now, the Oxytap, with its value, you can find here in Prife, you get a priceless and wonderful investment for you to have health possibilities for a high quality of your life. Now, we've got three of these customizable taps in our Oxytap. We've got one tap, two taps, and three taps. Now, it depends with what you want. Now, for regular use, for people who are just, wanting to have enough oxygen every single day for you to be refreshed, we suggest you do a one tap. And one tap is 3 minutes of oxygen infusion in your water. And that 3 minutes, we have tested that. We have videos of that available. That 3 minutes, it has minimum 25 ppm of dissolved oxygen in your water, which is good to refresh you. This 25 ppm of 3 minutes of oxygen supplementation is good for concentration and focus. If you have difficulty in sleeping, use one tap. If you got problems in nearsightedness, like your eyes or low energy levels, just take single tap or single shot, and that is enough. That is so cool, right? Now, for those who wants more, you can go 2 taps or 2 shots. After refreshing, you can go for re-energized, double shot or double taps. That is 6 minutes. This can shoot up to 30 ppm or a little more. Now, this is for people with difficulty of breathing and you got joint discomfort now, probably some pain on your knees, on your back, or you got sensitivity of your skin and hangover. You can definitely get double shot and it will definitely help you. For difficulty of breathing, that 30 to 40 is good to stabilize your breathing. Even for those who have skin sensitivity, it's great because sometimes the reason why the skin is very sensitive because internally there are fractions of the cells that's not enough oxygen flowing in the body. So by taking enough oxygen, the body begins to create that which the body can create, a very powerful state of skin insensitivity. Right, that's good internal and external. Now, even for joint discomfort, this is good. 2 taps. And for those of you who love to consume alcohol and you want to lower the hangover, all right, take 2 shots of the Oxytap. And we have tried this. We've tried this the last time when Norashid was here. And we tried it with people who have hangovers. And after just drink it for a few seconds, I mean, you can feel it. They can feel it. It subsided. That intoxication of alcohol in the brain subsided by just drinking the oxygenated water from the Oxytap. That's really amazing. Now, number 3, we call it the triple shot or triple tap. This is revitalized. Now, this is for medical grade hydration. So this is for people with cellular health challenges. If you've got blood sugar regulation issues, you know what I mean? Or respiratory conditions, post-viral recovery, those who were recovering from flu or the COVID, you get the triple shot. Or cognitive function, brain fogs, people have problems with their thinking, those stuff. You get triple shots and you will notice there is a rush of oxygen into your brain, into your system, because I've tried this and it's truly amazing. So 3 shots is good for these people with these challenges and condition for you to get a very powerful health in your physical body. So revitalize is for those who are needing cognitive high functions. Now, this is a proven fact. Again, if you're drinking alkaline or just simple filtered water, you don't get enough on a daily basis. For tap water, not enough also. Even for spring water in a bottle is also not enough on a daily basis. You gotta get the Oxytap. 1 shot is good every time you drink water. This is our suggestion. Every time you drink that water, put it in the Oxytap and do the shot. Just 1 shot is good enough every time you drink water. and it will sustain you for the entire day. If you want to re-energize again, 2 shots. And for those with higher health challenges, go for 3 shots. This is the Oxytap, which is now available here in Prife. And we want you to get that to also complete the trilogy of wellness. We already have the Care. Now we have the Oxytap and our bio. These are the 3 elements we need for us to experience the ultimate human health. So the Oxytap is an amazing device for us to methylate our body so the body can start regenerating, revitalizing, and re-energizing. So thank you so much for your time. Maximum oxygen levels in just 3 minutes using the Oxytap. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Back to you.